Alrighty, so I have a few minutes to talk. I just wanted to come and maybe just provide a little bit of clarity here. Just some thoughts that I was having about Haitians being deported, and to just come and give some information that perhaps could be useful for them, because I believe that the United States, they are not going to change their minds about this. The thing of it is that I believe that the United States can't afford it anymore, apparently, to take on immigrants. Okay. And I don't make the rules. I am not the president, but and black people, we what they call the FBA's foundational black Americans. I'm not even going to go there. What I wanted to talk about was just some information and some thoughts that would actually help them make this transition back to Haiti. Now, I don't know much about Haiti, but the one thing that I was looking up was the real estate in Haiti. And there actually is more developed areas of Haiti. Um, a lot of the videos that we've been seeing, because there have been Haitians that have been deported back to Haiti, and they've made videos, and I mean, literally, the living conditions are totally different from America. Like, it's, hey Talia's jacket teeth. Yeah, yeah, but you know what's so weird is that, like, YouTube, I swear to y'all, when I get done with my lives, it will show like 100 or 150 total views, but it doesn't count them. It's so weird how weird my channel is. So it's but yeah, yeah. So what I wanted to speak about was, I think the main aspect of it is the housing, and then the food. Okay, so clearly it's difficult to get food in Haiti, and so on and so forth. I'll have to get back with y'all about the food, but what I wanted to talk about is the real estate. I looked up housing in Haiti, and I found a couple of websites where there was like houses for rent and for sale, and they were like, some of them were 2,500 a month, some of them was 12,000 a month. And I mean, even those homes, some of the, I mean, it's weird. It doesn't seem, I mean, it doesn't seem like it's even enough housing. Like, and a lot of the Haitians are not going to be able to afford those homes that I was looking at, which is the point that I was going to make, right? Here's what's going on right now, at least in social media. Okay, at least in social media, this is what I'm seeing, which is not good. Okay, if it goes out, I'll be right back, guys, because my stuff might go out. um, yeah, hopefully I don't lose signal. I'll watch it. Because when I walk through a certain hallway over here, it loses signal and I have to come back. So, what my idea is instead of arguing and trying to get FBAs deported, which we can't be deported because, you know, black Americans are not immigrants. So we can't be deported. Okay. And instead of doing that, I think that they should devise a plan. And what My suggestion is for housing, instead of doing that, maybe ask the government in Haiti, which I know that they say that the government is corrupt in Haiti. Okay? They need to ask either their government or the Haitian government or our government to help them with what they call modular homes. Okay? Um, hold on a minute. I believe I'm saying it correctly. Modular homes, and then also they have here in America for homeless people, they have what they call what's the name of those homes where they're like made out of it's like cube homes or something. Cube modular homes. And some of them are pretty fancy. But I think that they need to ask for some kind of funding from either their government over in Haiti to have cube homes or tiny homes, because the homes that they have there already, I mean, they look like, oh my god, like it's not good. And I think that in some parts of Haiti there's like not even any indoor plumbing or electricity, which is pretty bad. Um, but I think that it would be a start to start focusing on what can you do. Okay? I don't believe that they are going to change the decision of the American government by screaming at black people. Okay, that's not going to help. Violence is not going to help. Cursing black Americans is not going to help. Honestly, I'm going to be honest with y'all. Until I came to social media, I didn't even know this was a thing. Okay, so I was looking at a few videos today, and Haitians were talking about how they were discriminated in school. I'm from Kansas City, Missouri. I never went to school with Haitians. If I did, I didn't know it when I was in school. Okay, I didn't know that. So I don't think that most of us even knew about their existence. To be honest with you, I mean, I hear a lot of stories about them in Florida. So maybe it's that they don't really migrate to the Midwest or other air, probably major cities like Florida, California, Texas, is mainly where there's a lot of saturation of immigrants, because in the Midwest, I don't think I've ever, it's never been a thing. But my suggestion is those cube modular homes to begin to start out with, and then you guys need to figure out the indoor plumbing and electricity later on. Okay, I don't even know about the weather and the climate in Haiti. I don't know anything about Haiti, but what I do know is that you want to have a roof over your head. So it's either going to be your government or even the United States possibly would help build those communities. And from what I can see, people build those modular cube type spaces by themselves, and it'll be clean, it'll provide shelter, um at least until they are able to figure out, okay, now we need some funding for electricity. Because the first thing that you want to do, because when I was in Georgia, I went through homelessness, like literally with no family that was there. And the first thing that people are going to seek is shelter. That, if you are not like literally taken over by some homeless spirit that just says, okay, sleep outside, your first survival or your mind is going to say shelter, shelter, that you're going to seek shelter. When you got your brain is functioning, you're going to say, okay, I'm outside, I need shelter. So I feel like a lot of them need clarity on that, because right now it's all of this anger. And I think y'all should try to, or either get together some funding to do that and get the material sent over there so that y'all can build those modular type cube space homes. And then later on, you guys can figure out, okay, the indoor plumbing and things of that nature. Because, I mean, some parts of Haiti, they're utilizing outhouses like for bathrooms. Like there's literally no indoor plumbing. And so that wouldn't be, an outhouse would be more sanitary than just, so and then also I think um taking tips from people that do a lot of camping, because people that camp, when they go on their camping trips, they actually have like temporary outhouses that they build. And so maybe just building more of a permanent outhouse with the same systems that they're utilizing for camping, so that when they go to the bathroom, things will be sanitary. Okay. And then, like I said, figuring out the other modern day stuff, because that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. Like literally, they've been on, this whole thing. Everybody being deported back to their countries has been on my head and my heart for like over a year. It has, for some reason. Maybe it's because I'm an empath, okay, and so I'm not a cold and uncaring person, and I'm not saying that anybody else is cold and uncaring, but if it's a problem that is larger than you, it's kind of like God help us, God help them, because I can't do anything about it. Like, I don't. If I had millions of dollars, I would donate. But unfortunately, with having a corrupt government, who is going to see the donations? You would have to make the donations directly to the Haitian residents. I would start there, though, okay, with the cubed modular homes, and then work you guys' way up from there. Stop focusing on arguing with people. That's not going to help you. Cursing people, trying to get Black Americans deported when we're not immigrants. Please stop. Like, if you don't have any money, a lot of Haitians are not going to have anywhere to go that is, comparable to the United States. But I think that would be a great idea for you guys. I mean, hell, honestly, I like tiny homes. It's almost like an apartment, but sometimes they're smaller, but it's functional. And a lot of people are choosing. I've seen a lot of people with money, like people that make good money. I've seen a lot of people choosing a minimalist lifestyle. Um, there's nothing wrong with that, and I think that is going to solve the problem of housing there. Like, they can literally now. Thing of it is that where are they? Is the owned land by any of the government? Would their government require for them to purchase the land? I mean, I'm just throwing out ideas there. You know what I'm saying? I am a mother of four. I have three grandbabies, and I've got to figure out my own situation. But I don't know why my heart just wanted me to come on here and say that. And I just don't think hate never helps in any situation, and they need clarity right now. Right? They need clarity. Okay. And, also another thing that I would suggest is to speaking to like your native gods, like Yemaya. Yemaya, I believe that Yemaya is a Haitian goddess. Okay. Yeah, that even as a Black American, I actually work with Yemaya. She's amazing for healing. She's been phenomenal, and I think that gaining that clarity is going to be so good for Haitian people, because they can build those homes. Now when you get in those homes, make the best of it. Don't look back at Americans and come together as a collective and try to curse us. That makes no sense. You need to be petitioning your government. And so I know that there's an issue with the gang violence in Haiti. I don't have any answers for that because I don't know much about it. And all I can say is that I'm sorry for that. Like we've got gang violence in America also. It's not, but so I think that y'all should look into that. They call them and they're almost like there's the cube modular homes, and then of course there's mobile homes that are very cheap to build. But what is that called, to Leah's jagged teeth, when they oh man, it's right on the tip of my tongue. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find it because it is, hold on. I mean, I've seen people take buses and turn them into houses, like school buses and stuff. I've seen people do that, but they're made out of the same material that like they make trucks out of. I can't think of the name of it. I apologize, but those homes are something that even in America, because there's a homeless issue in America, and they have, based upon family size, they put them in tiny homes, and there are some people that aren't even homeless that live in tiny homes. I think that y'all should think about doing that, finding the cheapest, most durable and but stable and sturdy materials to, build like modular home communities. Okay. And start working on it now. Now, I think that it probably should have been some kind of initiative last year when Trump began to deport immigrants. Okay. I think that there should have been, somebody should have said, let's start building these communities. That's what I would rather see y'all doing. It's heartbreaking to see people making videos saying, okay, this is where I'm at. I'm living in a hut, an outhouse. I'd rather see videos where somebody's saying, hey, we've been building these tiny home or modular home or cube home communities. What good is coming to social media to argue with people? That's not going to do you any good. Killing people, cursing people. You know what? You say you want to live in America to get away from it, but you are that whenever there's a problem, and your solution is cussing out black people. It is coming to social media and being mean to us when we literally, we don't have anything to do with that. We don't have any control over that. I mean, honestly, there's some things that I could say, like, honestly, but I was, God made me be still. I had to humble myself last year, honestly. So there was a reason for that. There was a reason for that because, there are many of us that were kind of like on the watch list, you know what I'm saying? Like, we could have stopped it, but there's a reason why God doesn't want us to. And I'm talking about the Most High, because it is meant for y'all to rebuild Haiti. So look that up. If you're Haitian, look that up. Share this video. Look it up on Google. Start getting the materials for it. Invest in it. You know, and do it that way. And you know what I'm saying? Because many of us that are American, we're going to defend ourselves. we're going to defend ourselves and our fellow Americans. We're not, gonna, you know what I mean? And see, right now, I am, to be honest with you, High Priestess Jamila, I'm dealing with foundational Black Americans that hate me. I'm dealing with hatred coming from my own. I'm dealing with some craziness. I'm dealing with clients that need my help. I'm dealing with just a lot, you know what I'm saying? And moving and transitioning into my own home. But I felt like I should take a couple of minutes of my time to, come and give you guys some clarity on that. Seriously, build those communities. You can just, it literally takes a few hours, ask for aid for blankets, beds, pillows, food, cookware, stuff like that, to be taken over to Haiti and build those homes. And then, yeah, the Haitian government is going to have to get it together. My goodness gracious. Anyway, from what I saw, if you guys do research and look at videos, there was this lady that was living in a hut, like literally like a hut with her son, and she was pregnant, and she let the lady live with her. And you can tell that there's like no electricity, no nothing. And the electricity that you do have and the communication that you do have, utilize it for something good. Don't waste time. Okay, that's another thing. It's a waste of time. If anything, I want you guys to take away from social media that God loves you. I love you guys. I don't I love all people, but I do realize that I can't be gullible, because I was actually quite shocked and my feelings were quite hurt when I saw Haitian people, the way they talk about Black Americans. And that really hurt my feelings, because that's not, that's not fair. You know what I mean? That's not fair. But I just wanted y'all to take that away from social media, to where that would be a good place for y'all to start. Okay, would be those cube modular homes, and because there's people living in them. And just start rebuilding your communities that way. Okay. All right. That's pretty much it. It's been High Priestess Jamila, and I'll see you guys later. Okay. Blessings to you guys. Bye.